Le Mans, the Glastonbury of motorsport. From the die-hard passion to the relentless pursuit of performance, the heritage and the heartache.
Porsche to take the lead with 3 minutes to go.
And there have been some mesmerising eras of endurance racing over the years.
Oh, that's McNish. Oh, it has gone again.
From the shrieking Group C era of the 80s and early 90s to the downright dangerous Group 5 era of the 60s and 70s. And like its ludicrous rallying cousins in the form of Group B, throughout the years, FIA regulations have resulted in manufacturers creating some truly jaw-dropping machines that have been classified as road-legal homologation specials. From Count Rossi's road-legal Porsche 917 to what some argue is the holy trinity of the 1990s in the form of the McLaren F1, the Porsche 911 GT1 and the Mercedes CLK GTR. But what of endurance racing from beyond the turn of the millennium? The current hypercar regulations, in theory, allow manufacturers to create machines that hark back to the glory days of the Group C era, and yet, the closest hypercar that has a link to something that you'd see on the road is the Aston Martin Valkyrie, which is only due to race in Le Mans in 2025. The LMP regulations of the early 2000s saw Audi become the second most successful manufacturer in Le Mans' 100-year history, with 13 wins to its name. The first of which was the Audi R8, which went on to win Le Mans 5 times and in turn inspired Audi's 2003 creation of the twin-turbocharged 5-litre V10 Mans Quattro concept, which later became the road-going R8 that we all know and love. However, the lesser-known successor to the LMP R8, the R10, was the 3 times Le Mans winner itself. Yet, it had another string to its bow. It was the first diesel-powered car to ever win overall at Le Mans. I've often wondered, which car was Audi's true road-going successor to its Le Mans campaign in the 2000s? Was it the petrol-powered V8 R8? Some argue it could be. However, when new, the Audi R8 was £76,000 and arguably was still unattainable for the masses, even today. No matter though, as I believe I found a solution, one that is even more akin to the majority of Audi's success at Le Mans, and more than that, it is one that anyone can afford, even on a budget. Welcome to the Audi TT TDI. But before you skip to the next video, bear with me as there is some method to my madness. As always with these videos, I start with the question, can diesels be fun? For many years I've criticised diesels, their lack of noise, their lack of personality, especially in comparison to their petrol counterparts. And if I had to come down one side of the fence, I probably would pick a petrol over a diesel most days of the week. However, now that my wife and I have got this Audi TT, we are thinking, is there a different way to go about diesels? Now that I've spent some time in this car, when you put a turbocharged diesel engine into a small, sleek coupe body like the Audi TT, can it be enjoyable? Can you have a bit of fun with it even if it doesn't make as much noise? And can you go from sedentary to, sorry officer, without actually realising it? When you get on the torque band in this car, it really does pick up and go. You get nothing, nothing, nothing. Ooh! You're probably all going, oh my god, Tom, try something with more power, a petrol-powered turbo car. Yeah, okay, fair enough, I probably will do that at some point. If you come off a roundabout, boost! We've got a 2-litre turbocharged engine with a 6-speed manual gearbox. God, this road is bumpy. Shocking roads in the UK at the minute. And while still in standard form, it blends in on the road and doesn't come across as much of a threat to other cars. You can go from standard form or DEFCON 4, and with a click of a few buttons, you can go to what I like to call DEFCON 3, where this car can turn into something that can make you have a little fizz down below. You click this button to turn the ESP off, or the traction control. You click this button to put the active spoiler up, and then you move yourself to the optimal driving position. Much better. Now that you've got the traction control off, you've got a little bit of slip and a little bit of play now. Because of all the torque it has and the 4-wheel drive, the grip that it has from a second gear corner, dare I say it, it pins you back into your seat. Might be an exaggeration there, but that's what it feels like. Let's try that again. So second gear, 2000 RPM, coming off the roundabout, floor it. Traction control kicking in there. Activating DEFCON 3. I'm yet to test on a really twisty set of A roads. I might even pitch against a Type R and see
if it can keep up. And I say that, let's see if the Type R can keep up with this. You have to bear with me today, it's a rather sunny day at the moment, so I'm now going to have to sport my MrJWW Estoril glasses. MrJWW, I doubt that you're watching, but if you are, I'll happily be a brand ambassador. You can go, if you want to what I would class as DEFCON 2, which is where you'd keep the stability control off, but lower the rear spoiler. However, be advised, from other people's experiences of the Mark 1 TT that didn't have a spoiler or stability control, there were many accidents, many crashes, so I wouldn't advise it. So what's this engine produce then? Well, you've got 167 horsepower and a whopping 350 newton meters of torque. So just to put that into perspective, it's 150 newton meters more torque than my Civic Type R, and it's got almost as much torque as a Nissan 350Z with a 3.5 litre V6. However, this is 250 kilos lighter. You do the math. As well as Quattro 4-wheel drive. Put all those things together with 350 newton meters of torque, you have a dangerous package that can surprise even the mildest of hot hatches, so we say. Having owned this car for a week, I've now had to concede to my wife that I no longer have the fastest car in the household. So what's the TT like to live with? Well, my wife and I have had it for just over a week now, and in this small package, and it really does feel tiny, and yes, it's not as practical as, you know, hot hatches like my Type R, for example. However, it does really shrink around you, especially when you've got the seat as low as I have now in DEFCON 3 mode. The boot itself is fairly commodious, and if you fold the back seats down, you've got enough space for the slightly larger than usual shopping trip to Waitrose. The back seats, as you'd expect in a 2+2 on paper, but actually 2 plus a half a person, if we're being completely honest. They're good enough for a small child or a small to medium dog. A large dog just doesn't fit. The first weekend we had the car, we went up to see my family up in the Lake District, and on the second night we all went to the pub together. Naturally I took the TT, and Mum and Dad walked down. It was raining quite heavily when we decided to go home, and my parents go, "Can we have a lift?" And I said, "Yes, of course you can," and inevitably there were fairly humorous results. And bearing in mind that my dad is 6'4", he described the process as being collapsed into and out of the car, as if he was a set of patio furniture. Fuel economy? Well, you'd expect that with this being a turbo diesel, it would be pretty good, and you'd be right. Audi indicate 700 miles to a tank, or near as makes no difference. I haven't fully tested if it can do a full 700 miles to a tank. Having said that, in the first week or so that my wife and I have had the car, we've done a variety of B road and A road and motorway driving, as well as the odd dash to the supermarket, Waitrose obviously. I say Waitrose, I love to shop there all the time, but I'm a Aldi loyalist. And during the first full tank that we've had, we've averaged around, let's see on the trip computer, 55.2 mpg, which is better than what Audi says in the handbook is what you can get. I think it says 53 miles to the gallon it says it can do. And when we brimmed the tank initially, it said an indicated 730 miles of range. Now I reckon this could do 800 miles on a tank without breaking a sweat. Having said that, a nice big round number would be something like 1,000 miles. Who knows, maybe I'll try and do an economy run as a challenge for the channel and see if I can try and make it remotely interesting. Remember Clarkson did one back in the day on Top Gear, and I think he did 400 miles up to Edinburgh from London and then back down again, all on a single tank. Maybe for another video. So as I referred to at the beginning of the video, how could this car be a spiritual successor to Audi's R10? How could it be a spiritual successor to a Le Mans racing legend? And considering the R10 was developed and then raced in 2006, and this generation of TT first came out in 2006 as well, and this actual car was produced in 2011, I have no doubt that the direct injection technology that was used in the LMP car is in this car in some shape or form. And then we come back to the homologation aspect of it. Yes, okay, there wasn't any homologation versions of the R10 TDI LMP car. Having said that, what other Le Mans racer from the 2000s has a direct successor as a road car, or a spiritual successor to the road car, apart from the Audi R8? And yes, at the time there were a variety of four-door saloons and estates that Audi produced with the diesel technology, which has trickled down from the LMP car. Then again, those ones are about as sporty as a piece of cheese, and who wants to drive a piece of cheese? Maybe I've been wrong all these years about diesels. It's rare that I'm wrong. And having said that, family members or friends who are watching this, don't comment beneath. But maybe I should reconsider diesels and look at it through a different set of eyes. Shame on me for downplaying diesels all these years. So what do you guys think then? Should I have been as critical of diesels as I have been in the past? Or should I have had a more open mind? It's never a bad thing to have more of an open mind. We've got Le Mans, which has come up in literally 1 month today. Very excited about that. We also have another short trip to Cornwall, which is going to be next weekend, where we're going to be doing the Atlantic Highway, the smorgasbord of cars, along with the Type R. So as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share and comment. I'm going to move back from DEFCON 4 to DEFCON 3, and I'll see you later.